The bodies of more Israeli hostages arrived in Tel Aviv on Sunday. The remains had been handed over by Hamas earlier in the day. It is thought they are 3 of the 11 deceased hostages still sought by Israel as part of a ceasefire deal. It is said that Hamas has been too slow to hand over the bodies, while Hamas says it is working as quickly as possible under difficult circumstances. The International Red Cross and Egyptian teams have been given permission to aid in the search for the bodies as well. The issue has been one of the disputes holding up full implementation of the U.S.-brokered ceasefire deal. Earlier Sunday, an Israeli airstrike killed 1 man in northern Gaza. The Israeli military said it had struck a militant who was posing a threat to its forces. Country Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there would be further actions.
There are still Hamas pockets in areas under our control in Gaza, and we are systematically eliminating them. There are actually 2, one in Rafah and one in Khan Yunis, and they will be eliminated.
Hamas released what it called a list of violations of the ceasefire by Israel and denied that it had violated the deal by attacking Israeli soldiers. The ceasefire has calmed most fighting, however, allowing hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to return to the ruins of their homes in Gaza. Under the agreement, Hamas released all living hostages and promised to hand over the remains of 28 dead ones. Before Sunday, it had turned over 17 of those.
There is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Police in Britain said on Sunday that a mass stabbing attack on a train was not being treated as terrorism after 2 British men were arrested. Eyewitness video verified by Reuters showed people fleeing Huntingdon Station on Saturday night. That's where the train made an emergency stop on its way to London, around 80 miles north of the capital. Superintendent John Lovelace said armed officers arrested the pair on the train.
The first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Both were born in the United Kingdom.
Lovelace said police were still trying to establish a motivation for the attack. It had put 11 people in hospital, with some fighting for their lives. Police said at least 4 people were discharged on Sunday after treatment. Prime Minister Keir Starmer called it an appalling incident that was deeply concerning. Knife crime in England and Wales has risen 87% over the past decade. There were nearly 54,600 offences last year, a 2% rise from 2023 and among the highest rates in Europe, official figures from Britain show. In a statement, Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood said she was deeply saddened while urging people to avoid speculation about the incident. The government is keen to stop rumours spreading on social media following a 2024 stabbing attack in Southport when internet claims over the murder of 3 girls sparked days of rioting across the country.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods? breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies. Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch, pinch. We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea? We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy Wild Game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street's main indexes closed higher on Friday, with the Dow ticking up marginally, the S&P 500 gaining about 0.25%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq climbing 0.6%. The market got a boost from shares of Amazon, which gained 9.5% to hit an all-time high after the retail behemoth forecast quarterly sales above estimates and said its cloud revenue rose at the fastest clip in nearly 3 years. Amazon's stellar results came just days after it announced 14,000 AI-related job cuts, which Nancy Tengler, CEO of Laffer Tengler Investments, believes will make the business more nimble.
I think what you're seeing is a company that is delivering. They are rationalizing the business because they overhired during COVID. And so now what they're trying to do is become quicker, faster, reduce layers in corporate management. And indeed, that is what they're doing. And they're going to grow the retail business with the same number of employees, but they're going to double it in 5 years. So that's pretty impressive. And as a shareholder, I kind of loved everything. And I think you continue to hold it. If you don't own it, I actually even think you buy it here.
In other stock moves, Warner Brothers Discovery rose more than 3.5%, following a Reuters report that Netflix was actively exploring a bid for the company's studio and streaming business. Shares of Netflix rose more than 2.5% as the company also unveiled plans for a 10-for-1 stock split. And shares of Western Digital rallied more than 8.5% to an all-time high after forecasting quarterly earnings above Wall Street estimates. A looming lapse in federal food aid could hit U.S. grocery sales hard this November as the government shutdown threatens to suspend SNAP benefits, commonly known as food stamps, for nearly 42 million Americans. Congress and the USDA have yet to act, and if benefits aren't funded beyond Saturday, grocers could lose up to $8 billion in revenue next month. Walmart, the largest SNAP retailer, could see a dip in fourth quarter sales, along with chains like Dollar General and Dollar Tree. About 75% of all SNAP benefits are spent at supermarkets and superstores.
Without SNAP, it's going to be hard to find food that's able to feed us, like my family.
Trade groups warn of unsold perishables, reduced worker hours, and instability across the food supply chain. Packaged food giants like Kraft Heinz and General Mills could also take a hit, with some already adjusting their exposure to SNAP to brace for volatility. Nearly 276,000 retailers are authorized to accept SNAP, and they collect $96 billion each year in benefits, according to USDA data.
From big tech to smaller tariffs, this is the week in numbers. A $5 trillion market valuation saw Nvidia make history as the first company to reach the eye-watering valuation. It was powered by a rally that cemented its place at the center of the global artificial intelligence boom. The milestone underscores the swift transformation from a niche graphics chip designer into the backbone of the global AI industry. Nvidia stock has surged 50% this year. 47% is the new US tariff on China, down from 57%. President Trump said he had struck a deal with Chinese President Xi Jinping to reduce the levies. That's in exchange for Beijing resuming US soybean purchases, keeping rare earth exports flowing, and cracking down on the illicit trade of fentanyl. Trump spoke to reporters aboard Air Force One.
I think pretty soon. We have not too many major stumbling blocks. We have a deal. Now every year we'll renegotiate the deal.
$1 trillion could be the valuation sought by OpenAI. It's reportedly laying the groundwork for one of the biggest IPOs of all time. 3 people familiar with the matter said the ChatGPT maker is seeking to raise at least $60 billion, but they say talks are at an early stage and plans could still change. 14% is the amount Amazon shares surged by in after-hours trading. It followed the news that cloud revenue rose at the fastest clip in nearly 3 years, helping the company forecast quarterly sales above estimates and adding $330 billion to its market value. This week, Amazon announced a cut of 14,000 corporate jobs in a major shake-up driven by artificial intelligence. A $5.8 billion tariff hit for Volkswagen resulted in a hefty blow for its third quarter results, resulting in a $1.5 billion operating loss. The carmaker was also dealing with an expensive course correction at subsidiary Porsche. It booked billions of dollars in charges due to Porsche's strategy reversal on electric vehicles.
Well, overcast. Overcast with a slight chance of a rain shower today, and temperatures nearing 50 degrees. Partly cloudy skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. Tuesday, mostly sunny, mid-50s. Wednesday, some afternoon rain, upper 50s for a high. Thursday, partly cloudy. Temperatures in the upper 40s, nearing 50. Friday, rain with a high in the upper 50s. I am officially seeing snow in the forecast, not for this week, but next week. Maybe a rain-snow mix a week from today. Tuesday of next week, Veterans Day, snow showers are saying in the morning, so it's on its way. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:16. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Good morning, good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us. Whoa. It's Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Good morning. Thanks for starting your day with us. Whoa.
Happy Monday and happy November. We're in a brand new month. Friday, we wrapped up October. Of course, it was Halloween, trick or treat. And why are you wearing your costume today?
What?
Oh, that's not your costume. Oh, I'm
wearing
sorry.
my
No.
costume today?
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not your costume. You didn't dress up today. Sorry. I'm joking.
I'm joking.
The therapy bills our kids have is just, I'm sure, outrageous.
You're sure, because you do the budget.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Boy, trick-or-treating Friday night was so much fun.
It was.
Oh, I remember looking at my watch, and it was halfway through the night. Ours is an hour and a half here, 6 to 7:30. About halfway through, I was looking at my phone, just seeing what time it was. I'm like, man, I wish this could go for another couple hours. Like, it was just so much fun. And usually, like, at 7:30, people are, even maybe before that, people head inside. We stand outside for an extra, 10 minutes? 15 minutes sometimes? Just to see if anybody's walking past, to hand out candy. It was just so much fun. It was a nice night. Love seeing the costumes, talking to people. It was just so much fun. And
I think
good night.
We're downtown close to an event.
Downtown.
That happens on Halloween, which is awesome and draws a huge crowd regardless. So we get an influx and we plan and we love it, like absolutely love it. And I think you have to be like practiced to make sure you have, the right amount of candy. And we did. I'm very proud of you. But
thanks,
we
Mom.
also had people come back for more because they made their way to other areas, and there was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
We would hear that as people would be coming, they'd be telling other people, don't go to that street. There's nobody down there. So we would say, well, come back through.
Do you need more candy?
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, a lot of these kids, whatever, parents, they put a lot into their costume, and they're proud and they want to walk around and they want to show it off and they want to have some fun, and it's so cool. They're not out having or being bad kids or doing bad things. They're out having fun. So I don't know.
Yeah, it was a good night. It was a lot of fun.
And there were a few local businesses around us, we'll say, that were participating as well, which I absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Always fun. Always a good night.
A lot of polite teenagers. Good job, Mom and Dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw somebody post last week about being, a certain age and being too old.
No.
And I was like, I disagree with. Well, because I think they were targeting older teens and college kids. I'm like, no. I totally disagree with that.
100%. I mean, those kids are, and we've said this before. We had our own college kids. Those kids are working hard to get through college and living off ramen.
Give them a Snickers bar so they can stay up and study.
I know. They could be doing other things that are not so fantastic.
Yeah, and I also think it's a great community outreach type of a thing, welcoming those kids into your community.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Now,
no, I love it.
The one adult, I think, that came up to us, I was like, I still gave him a piece of candy. I gave him one piece. I was giving kids a couple pieces, but I'm like, really? He's like, trick or treat. Okay. But I was in a good mood.
You were.
It was fun.
It was.
So yeah, that was Friday, and now here we are into November. You got birthdays and what we're celebrating.
I do.
We got to recap because Friday we were so busy. We didn't get a chance to.
You got to give me like a little extra time.
Yeah, however much time you need to do whatever you do over there. You just tell me when you're ready to do it, and then because I don't know, is November? I assume November is a lot.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, well, a couple minutes here.
Okay. I'll just sip my coffee while you talk about something. And I'll pretend to pay attention.
Perfect. We're going to run through sports scores. NFL World Series wrapped up. Great series between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays falling short. Dodgers are your winner. Disappointing part of that is I was kind of hoping the Blue Jays would have won. Just the amount of money the Dodgers spend on their team. You're buying championships. So it's kind of nice when you have a team like the Blue Jays enter the World Series. And it's just... Anyways, it ended up being a great series, and the Blue Jays played them tough. And congratulations to the Dodgers. NFL action, Week 9. You had the Ravens over the Dolphins, 28-6. Broncos beat the Texans, 18-15. Nobody picked the Steelers to beat the Colts. Well, most people didn't pick the Steelers to beat the Colts, but they did. The Steelers put on a clinic. The defense finally coming to life. 27-20 the final. 49ers, and by the way, that score... It makes it seem like it was really close. It got tight, but really, you felt like the Steelers had the game. 49ers beat the Giants 34-24. Patriots over the Falcons 24-23. Chargers beat the Titans 27-20. Panthers beat the Green Bay Packers 16-13. Vikings over the Lions 27-24. This was one of the games of the weekend, the Bears and the Bengals. Back and forth. I don't remember how many points scored in like less than 2 minutes. It was an incredible amount. 42, the Bengals had scored. 47, the Bears. Bears beat the Bengals. Rams over the Saints 34-10. Jaguars over the Raiders 30-29. A lot of really close games. A lot of great games, fun games. Bills and Chiefs, another great game. 28-21, Bills coming out on top of that one. During the regular season, the Bills seem to have the Chiefs' number, but it's the postseason where they struggle. Seahawks and Commanders. Seahawks last night beating the Washington Commanders 38-14. Seahawks looking pretty good. Tonight, you got the Cardinals on the road taking on the Dallas Cowboys. So that will be tonight. Okay, I think you're getting a little excited here.
I am. Sure. Let's do it.
We're gonna start with birthdays here this morning, and then we'll get into what it is we're celebrating here in November. And today is the third day of November. Who's celebrating a birthday today?
All right, actress Roseanne Barr is 73.
Happy birthday.
Actress Kate Capshaw is 72.
Indiana Jones and the Temple. A couple great 80s movies.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom.
The one where they go into space. What was that called? Oh, it was a good movie. All right. Anyways, but she kind of stayed away from big movies. She liked acting in like independent films,
Yeah.
but she was
Except for Indiana Jones.
except for Indiana Jones. Okay.
Okay. Comedian Dennis Miller is 72.
Very funny.
Actor Dolph Lundgren is 68.
Oh yeah. Rocky, He-Man. A lot of people forget he was He-Man.
Yeah. Model and TV personality Kendall Jenner is 30. And actress Ever Anderson turns 18 today.
All right. Happy birthday to those folks. Happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us here today. All right, we're going to find out what we're celebrating. We're also going to find out what we're celebrating all month long.
So do you want me to start what we missed on the 1st?
Sure.
Okay. So on Saturday, we celebrated All Saints Day, Coronation Day of His Majesty the King, D. Hamilton Jackson Day, Deck the Everything Day, Extra Mile Day, International Pet Groomer Appreciation Day, National Authors Day, National Biologic Coordinators Day, National Bison Day, National Brush Day, National Calzone Day, National Cinnamon Day, National Cook for Your Pets Day, National Deep Fried Clams Day, National Family Literacy Day, National Pate Day, National Vinegar Day, Prime Meridian Day, Scented Candle Day, World Numbat Day, World Vegan Day, World Fig Day, World Medical Cannabis Week, Pushcar Camel Fair Pushcar, World Communication Week, Adopt a Senior Pet Month Week, Adopt a Turkey Month, Aviation History Month, Banana Pudding Lovers Month, Bladder Health Month, COPD Awareness Month, Diabetic Eye Disease Month, Epilepsy Awareness Month, Family Stories Month, Filipino Values Month, Gluten Diet Awareness Month, Library and Information Services Month, Long-Term Care Awareness Month, Lung Cancer Awareness Month, Manatee Awareness Month, Military Family Month, National Adoption Month, National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, National Children's Month, National Concussionist Month for Punctuality and Civility, National Diabetes Month, National Entrepreneurship Month, National Family Caregivers Month, National Family Literacy Month, National Fun with Fondue Month, National Gratitude Month, National Healthy Skin Month, National Home Care and Hospice Month, National Inspirational Role Model Month, National Life Writing Month, National Marrow Awareness Month, National Muscle Health Month, National Native American Heritage Month, National Novel Writing Month, National Pepper Month, National Pinhole Gum Rejuvenation Month, National Pomegranate Month, National Prevent a Litter Month, National Raisin Bread Month, National Repair Done Right Month, National Rice Awareness Month, National Roasting Month, National Scholarship Month, No Shave November. No. Peanut Butter Lovers Month, Pet Cancer Awareness Month, Pet Diabetes Month, Philippine Book Month, PTA Healthy Lifestyle Month, Stomach Cancer Awareness Month, Traditional Alternative Healthcare Month, Worldwide Bereaved Siblings Month. And that is it for the months.
Oh, okay.
I know. On Tuesday was All Souls Day.
Tuesday?
Tuesday. Holy crap. November 2nd is not Tuesday. Sorry.
No,
I'm
it was
thinking like
Sunday.
today's. Sorry. It's Monday. I get that now. On Sunday was All Souls Day. Be the Impact Day, Broadcast Traffic Professionals Day, Day of the Dead, Daylight Savings Ends, Dynamic Harmlessness Day, International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists, Look for Circles Day, National Deviled Egg Day, National Ohio Day, World Ballet Day, Zero Tasking Day, Drowsy Driving Prevention Week, National Animal Shelter Appreciation Week, National Radiologic Technology Week, Polar Bear Week, Rad Tech Week.
All right, we're going to pause there. And then
Just today.
After the news,
Today?
you can do today.
We can talk about today.
You
I told
mentioned
you, give me more time.
You mentioned something on Saturday for the kickoff of November, something about the holidays or
Deck the Everything
Deck
Day.
the Everything Day. Yeah, it's like all the Christmas commercials are like coming out now.
Boom.
Yeah,
There you
it's
go.
not even hiding it. It's like everywhere. So coming up on 7:30, we'll bring you the latest headlines here this morning, get you updated with everything happening in the world. Tomorrow's election day, so keep that in mind. And we'll have your forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania as well. This is a morning drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Through the old oak trees, coffee brewing, smell that wake-up breeze.
A convoy carrying the bodies of more Israeli hostages arrived in Tel Aviv on Sunday. The remains had been handed over by Hamas earlier in the day. It is thought they are 3 of the 11 deceased hostages still sought by Israel as part of a ceasefire deal. It is said that Hamas has been too slow to hand over the bodies, while Hamas says it is working as quickly as possible under difficult circumstances. The International Red Cross and Egyptian teams have been given permission to aid in the search for the bodies as well. The issue has been one of the disputes holding up full implementation of the U.S.-brokered ceasefire deal. Earlier Sunday, an Israeli airstrike killed 1 man in northern Gaza. The Israeli military said it had struck a militant who was posing a threat to its forces. Country Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there would be further actions.
There are still Hamas pockets in areas under our control in Gaza, and we are systematically eliminating them. There are actually 2, one in Rafah and one in Khan Yunis, and they will be eliminated.
Hamas released what it called a list of violations of the ceasefire by Israel and denied that it had violated the deal by attacking Israeli soldiers. The ceasefire has calmed most fighting, however allowing hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to return to the ruins of their homes in Gaza. Under the agreement, Hamas released all living hostages and promised to hand over the remains of 28 dead ones. Before Sunday, it had turned over 17 of those.
There is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Police in Britain said on Sunday that a mass stabbing attack on a train was not being treated as terrorism after 2 British men were arrested. Eyewitness video, verified by Reuters, showed people fleeing Huntingdon Station on Saturday night. That's where the train made an emergency stop on its way to London, around 80 miles north of the capital. Superintendent John Lovelace said armed officers arrested the pair on the train.
The first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Both were born in the United Kingdom.
Lovelace said police were still trying to establish a motivation for the attack. It had put 11 people in hospital, with some fighting for their lives. Police said at least 4 people were discharged on Sunday after treatment. Prime Minister Keir Starmer called it an appalling incident that was deeply concerning. Knife crime in England and Wales has risen 87% over the past decade. There were nearly 54,600 offences last year, a 2% rise from 2023 and among the highest rates in Europe, official figures from Britain show. In a statement, Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood said she was deeply saddened while urging people to avoid speculation about the incident. The government is keen to stop rumours spreading on social media following a 2024 stabbing attack in Southport, when internet claims over the murder of 3 girls sparked days of rioting across the country.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Emma, did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
I needed a place I could feel cared for without the long drive. I chose Meadville OBGYN because both my sisters came here, highly recommended Dr. Kristen. Dr. Kristen makes me feel very comfortable, like I'm family, like we're friends, very personable. My daughter Evie was born breech, and it was Dr. Kristen and Dr. Barco, and they were incredible. It was a wonderful experience. I wouldn't ever want to go anywhere else.
Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
I'm Ben Leach, Republican nominee for Magisterial District Judge, reminding you to get out and vote Tuesday, November 4th. As the only candidate with over 13 years of real courtroom experience and a dedicated career in the justice system, I've consistently demonstrated the ability to remain fair and impartial. As I continue my lifelong dedication to serving our community, I strive to be the kind of leader our citizens deserve. On November 4th, vote with confidence for a candidate who is qualified day one, bringing the experience needed to serve as your next Magisterial District Judge.
This month, get up to $3 grand more for your trade at Community Chevy's Flip or Treat sales event. Is your old ride's condition scary and you're tired of the same online tricks? At Community, get up to $3 grand more when you flip your old ride for a nicer, newer one. And if another dealer offers more for your trade, we'll treat you to a free $50 gas card. Either way, you can save over 11 grand off best-selling trucks like the new Silverado. The Flip or Treat sales event this month only at Community Chevy.
Wall Street's main indexes closed higher on Friday, with the Dow ticking up marginally, the S&P 500 gaining about 0.25%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq climbing 0.6%. The market got a boost from shares of Amazon, which gained 9.5% to hit an all-time high after the retail behemoth forecast quarterly sales above estimates and said its cloud revenue rose at the fastest clip in nearly 3 years. Amazon's stellar results came just days after it announced 14,000 AI-related job cuts, which Nancy Tengler, CEO of Laffer Tengler Investments, believes will make the business more nimble.
I think what you're seeing is a company that is delivering. They are rationalizing the business because they overhired during COVID. And so now what they're trying to do is become quicker, faster, reduce layers in corporate management. And indeed, that is what they're doing. And they're going to grow the retail business with the same number of employees, but they're going to double it in 5 years. So that's pretty impressive. And as a shareholder, I kind of loved everything. And I think you continue to hold it. If you don't own it, I actually even think you buy it here.
In other stock moves, Warner Brothers Discovery rose more than 3.5%, following a Reuters report that Netflix was actively exploring a bid for the company's studio and streaming business. Shares of Netflix rose more than 2.5% as the company also unveiled plans for a 10-for-1 stock split. And shares of Western Digital rallied more than 8.5% to an all-time high after forecasting quarterly earnings above Wall Street estimates.
Amazon giving markets a treat this Halloween Friday. Nancy Tengler of Laffer Tengler Investments joins us. Okay, Nancy, strong earnings from Amazon thanks to AI demand boosting the stock today to broader markets. It's the same week the company announced a lot of AI-related layoffs. The stock has been a laggard among the Magnificent Seven. Not anymore. What's your takeaway?
Yeah, so Lisa, we own it in our 12 Best Ideas portfolio and our growth portfolio. We love the CEO. We love the story. What happened last quarter was AWS, which is their cloud computing business, lagged. And what the CEO said, Andy Jassy said, was that they were capacity constrained. And it turns out, in fact, that was true because we saw strong growth from AWS. But interestingly, we also saw advertising hit another record high at $17.7 billion in the quarter. And what Andy Jassy told us was that AWS cloud computing volume in October was bigger than the whole third quarter. And so that was not included in the results. We'll see that next quarter. So I think what you're seeing is a company that is delivering. They are rationalizing the business because they overhired during COVID. And so now what they're trying to do is become quicker, faster, reduce layers in corporate management. And indeed, that is what they're doing. And they're going to grow the retail business with the same number of employees, but they're going to double it in 5 years. So that's pretty impressive. And as a shareholder, I kind of loved everything. And I think you continue to hold it. If you don't own it, I actually even think you buy it here.
So a slew of other big tech earnings this week. Which ones spooked you and which ones were sugary sweet? Sorry.
Oh, no, it's great. Happy Halloween. I think for me, I thought it was one of the best quarters for Microsoft ever. And the stock didn't react accordingly. I just think that's short term and that you'll see the stock turn around. ServiceNow was amazing. Meta was disappointing in that the CapEx budget that he describes is pretty robust. And what he's saying is, well, if it doesn't work, we'll cut back. But this is a company that gets 95 or 98% of their revenues from advertising, whereas Microsoft is monetizing AI in all sorts of ways. So I think you want to pay attention to Microsoft, ServiceNow, and then Apple, which is, and both of those are in our 12 Best Ideas. Apple, which is, the defensive name that we own in technology, in our ETF, TGLR, in our 12 Best, they delivered an incredible quarter on iPhones, and that is what the stock trades on. But services hit another record at over 100 billion. So this is a name you can just hold for the next 5 to 10 years. They have been disappointing in AI. They continue to be disappointing. Ultimately, they'll get it right, and that's kind of their thing. Brand first, and you don't need to be first to market. You want quality, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they've had a lot of fits and starts, Lisa, and you could say it's been spooky, but I think now they're coming out of that.
In other big names, Netflix's stock is up today. Reuters had an exclusive this week that it's looking around to potentially buy Warner Brothers. Big news there is the stock is also poised for a 10-for-1 stock split. Is this a time when retail investors should jump in if they don't own the stock?
Yeah, well, what the stock split, yes. And what the stock split does is it allows the other indices like the Dow Apple did a stock split right before they went into the Dow. So this is something that, because it is a price-weighted index as opposed to the S&P, which is cap-weighted, the price actually matters. It also matters for retail investors. Even though you can buy fractional shares of $1,000 stock, it's really much more comforting to own 100 shares of $100 stock. So I think it will drive demand for the underlying shares, but importantly, it may open up the company to be added to one of the indices that it's not in, and that usually also drives stock performance. The Paramount purchase, super interesting, not really in their wheelhouse normally, but they may actually step in and surprise us all.
I think you meant the Warner Brothers purchase there.
I meant Warner Brothers.
Because there was a big purchase involving Paramount recently. But anyway, let's pivot and talk about the Fed. It was a big week for the Fed. Jerome Powell announced the expected 25 basis point rate cut. More unexpectedly was that he told the market to not necessarily bet on a December cut. Now, we were supposed to get the PCE inflation data today, didn't get it due to the government shutdown. Jobs data supposed to come next week. Probably, I guess, won't get it, depending on what happens. So where does the Fed go from here?
Yeah, so I think when the history is written, this will be a Fed that will be utilized as what you don't do. Because this Fed has said things like, we're not going to we're not going to hike 75 basis points, and then they did 2 weeks later. So this notion of standing up and saying, this doesn't mean we're cutting in December, it's really not the Fed's job to tell the market what they're going to do. And I don't think they know, as you rightly point out, there is no data, which, by the way, I find super exhilarating because I don't have to parse every number that's going to get revised anyway. I can just listen to the companies during earnings season, which is great. But so I think a couple of things. They also announced that quantitative tightening was going to end. And that is due to the fact that there's concerns about liquidity in the market. But interestingly, when Meta came out, Facebook, and said, we're going to issue debt and we're going to issue $30 billion of debt in 6 tranches up to 40 years, they were oversubscribed 4-to-1. So there is liquidity, and I think the Fed would just do well to pay attention to their mandate, which is price stability and employment. And I think employment is a little better than the numbers might indicate, simply because they've been revised so much. And what we're seeing in the JOLTS numbers is companies are not hiring, but for the most part, though, this week we got a lot of layoff announcements. They're not laying off en masse. They're keeping employees. Walmart announced they're not firing anybody. They're going to keep employees and grow their business. That's awesome because that goes straight to the bottom line. So I think the Fed will likely stay on hold. I don't know if they should or not. I can argue both sides because the economy seems to be pretty robust if you look at earnings. And so you could argue that cutting will drive inflation higher. But you could also just, argue that they need to cut more because they're so far behind.
From big tech to smaller tariffs, this is the week in numbers. A $5 trillion market valuation saw Nvidia make history as the first company to reach the eye-watering valuation. It was powered by a rally that cemented its place at the center of the global artificial intelligence boom. The milestone underscores the swift transformation from a niche graphics chip designer into the backbone of the global AI industry. Nvidia stock has surged 50% this year. 47% is the new US tariff on China, down from 57%. President Trump said he had struck a deal with Chinese President Xi Jinping to reduce the levies. That's in exchange for Beijing resuming US soybean purchases, keeping rare earth exports flowing, and cracking down on the illicit trade of fentanyl. Trump spoke to reporters aboard Air Force One.
I think pretty we have a deal. Now, every year we'll renegotiate the deal.
$1 trillion could be the valuation sought by OpenAI. It's reportedly laying the groundwork for one of the biggest IPOs of all time. 3 people familiar with the matter said the ChatGPT maker is seeking to raise at least $60 billion, but they say talks are at an early stage and plans could still change. 14% is the amount Amazon shares surged by in after-hours trading. It followed the news that cloud revenue rose at the fastest clip in nearly 3 years, helping the company forecast quarterly sales above estimates and adding $330 billion to its market value. This week, Amazon announced a cut of 14,000 corporate jobs in a major shakeup driven by artificial intelligence. A $5.8 billion tariff hit for Volkswagen resulted in a hefty blow for its third quarter results, resulting in a $1.5 billion operating loss. The carmaker was also dealing with an expensive course correction at subsidiary Porsche. It booked billions of dollars in charges due to Porsche's strategy reversal on electric vehicles.
From key central bank decisions to earnings that could set the short-term tone for markets, these are the stories to watch in business and finance in the coming week. The premier event in the coming week may be the non-release of U.S. payrolls data for the second time due to the government shutdown. There will be no data on job openings either. Without those, the Federal Reserve will continue to fly almost blind. While earnings are still coming thick and fast, most of the AI mega caps have already reported and are keeping Wall Street's runaway train on track. The oil market finds itself at an interesting juncture. There's a possibility that new Western sanctions on Russian oil might help curb a ballooning global surplus of unused oil, but the world's largest exporters are jostling for market share as they unwind self-imposed COVID-era production cuts. This week's OPEC Plus meeting could yield a modest increase in output in December, according to sources familiar with the talks. Markets were pricing in a Fed cut and for the European Central Bank and Bank of Japan to hold steady, expectations that the central banks met. But the situation is different for the Bank of England, with markets seeing a 30% chance of a 25 basis point easing. If that doesn't change ahead of Thursday's meeting, there may be meaningful moves in sterling and gilts.
Overcast, slight chance of a rain shower today with temperatures nearing 50 degrees. Partly cloudy skies tonight with lows in the upper 30s. On into Tuesday, mostly sunny. Mid to upper 50s. Wednesday, some afternoon rain with temperatures in the upper 50s. Thursday, partly cloudy, upper 40s. Friday, rain with temperatures in the upper 50s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 7:53. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Happy Monday. Glad you're with us here this morning. And Amy was running down what we're celebrating, and we didn't get to today. So real quick, what are we celebrating today?
All right. Today is Cliche Day, Color the World Orange Day, Culture Day in Japan, Give Someone a Dollar Day, Jellyfish Day, Job Action Day, Marlboro Anniversary Day, National Accessory Day, National Homemaker Day, National Housewife Day, National Sandwich Day, Separation Day, Smart Home Day, Traffic Directors Day, Talk Money Week, and that's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
We were out over the weekend a little bit, had a chance to visit one of those stores that, you can buy stuff to fix your house. We're just kind of looking at a bunch of different things.
The 1,000,001 projects that.
Well, yeah, that it was great to see all the people excited for the holidays and getting whatever they were looking for, lights or trees, and I don't know, it's just a fun time of year to be out. I know people are like, "Oh, can we get through Thanksgiving?" Yeah, but it's all. In fact, I saw. Let me see if I can pull it up here because I remember who posted it. Before you jump all over somebody, if they're a little excited for the holidays, I saw this the end of last week. Is it still here? Okay, now I'm not seeing it. Somebody basically posted, before you get on somebody's case about enjoying this, remember that it might be their way of looking for light in the darkness, this time of year. And maybe they're looking for and enjoying memories and thinking about the past and
some people just need something to look forward to.
Yeah,
and it could be Christmas. They could have a memory wrapped around St. Patrick's Day, and they overdo St. Patrick's Day. In your opinion, I think it's just at a time where there's like so much chat about mental health issues. Let them do their thing. It really doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
If it's Halloween, there's a memory maybe attached. Just because somebody celebrates Halloween doesn't mean they're worshiping.
Right.
There's a memory attached or something, fantastic that they like to do, and let them do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good. Wow. Okay.
Are you flipping on the Christmas music now? I'm kidding.
I can't. Yeah.
Kidding.
Well, I think we're going to be starting some of our holiday programming a bit early. Yeah. Because especially, we love supporting. We love hearing the stories of local business owners, right? The mom and pop business owners. And we want to hear those stories. So you're going to see, we got to get through the election tomorrow. But once our election coverage wraps up, I think you're going to start seeing from us opportunities to get your business out there for the holidays. And even more important, through the holidays and the first of the year in January, when everybody's like, okay, I just maxed out my credit cards and all of that, and you still, are looking to get the word out. But yeah, be patient. We'll have information coming out, hopefully by the end of the week, about some things, opportunities here with us that we're looking forward to. But I think we're all set to go there. Congratulations, the Oil City Oilers beating the General McLean Lancers.
I know, that's
for
exciting.
District 10 championship title, another one. And that was, talk about underdogs. I think General McLean, beginning of the season, pounded the Oilers in the regular season. And Oilers, they adjusted their game and had a big win. So congratulations. Northeast Grape Pickers, congratulations to the Grape Pickers. They're moving on.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think of some local teams. The Corey Beavers lost Friday, so they're done for the season. Volleyball, their volleyball team rolls on. Maplewood won, right? So Maplewood, congratulations, volleyball players there. So yeah, some local teams still
going.
Still
it's
going.
Exciting.
And heading to
Yay.
State competitions. So once they get through the next region, but out of District 10. So good luck to those folks. And what a great weekend for playoff sports. So all the teams that are moving on, best of luck to you. I teased a little bit earlier this hour that S word is sneaking into the forecast. No, not showers. No, not sunshine. There's some of that.
Amy's favorite word.
No.
Just kidding.
The other one, snow.
Oh.
Snow. If you look at next week, so Monday, a week from today, we're looking at a little rain-snow mix maybe in the morning. Tuesday for Veterans Day, some morning snow showers expected, only a high of 40. So just be prepared for that. We're not totally like switching over, but we're now starting to just integrate some of that conversation into the weather forecast. So you'll see a lot of people, I'm sure, this week posting that that extended forecast is showing snow in it. So just be prepared for that. Make sure yourself, somebody posted something about if you're wearing a coat, make sure your kids have coats.
Right.
What was that whole thing?
Yeah. Hey, if it's cold enough for you to put a coat on, please put one on your kid. And I get, sometimes young kids are like, wrap them in a blanket or something. But if it's cold for you, it's cold for them. And make sure they're appropriately covered, because nothing,
Yeah, it is kind of crazy to see that when you run into somebody and they're all bundled up and their kids have shorts or a diaper on. And it's don't you think they want covered up too?
Yeah.
Although, aren't there some locations where you kind of stick your kid out, just in a diaper in the snow, and
they get used to the cold?
Yeah. Yeah. You did that to me last year, but the neighbors called the police, I think.
Well, it's because you're naked.
Yeah, it's not very good. But I got used to the cold temperatures.
There is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Police in Britain said on Sunday that a mass stabbing attack on a train was not being treated as terrorism after 2 British men were arrested. Eyewitness video verified by Reuters showed people fleeing Huntingdon Station on Saturday night. That's where the train made an emergency stop on its way to London, around 80 miles north of the capital. Superintendent John Lovelace said armed officers arrested the pair on the train.
The first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Both were born in the United Kingdom.
Lovelace said police were still trying to establish a motivation for the attack. It had put 11 people in hospital, with some fighting for their lives. Police said at least 4 people were discharged on Sunday after treatment. Prime Minister Keir Starmer called it an appalling incident that was deeply concerning. Knife crime in England and Wales has risen 87% over the past decade. There were nearly 54,600 offences last year, a 2% rise from 2023 and among the highest rates in Europe, official figures from Britain show. In a statement, Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood said she was deeply saddened while urging people to avoid speculation about the incident. The government is keen to stop rumours spreading on social media following a 2024 stabbing attack in Southport when internet claims over the murder of 3 girls sparked days of rioting across the country.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville. Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733. For over 30 years, J. Gill Plumbing and Heating has taken pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. Our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. And with the J. Gill Service membership, you can take advantage of additional benefits like filter replacements and priority service scheduling. Plus, members get 10% off future projects. Call today to get a free estimate or ask about financing options. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online at jgillplumbingheating.com. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center, furniture, appliances, and bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
211 is a simple telephone number to remember when you don't know where to go for help. Dial 211 when needing to find health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. It's free and confidential, and you'll have access to thousands of programs and services for emergency and non-emergency situations. Visit pa211nw.org to learn more, and remember, help is available by calling 211.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Wall Street's main indexes closed higher on Friday, with the Dow ticking up marginally, the S&P 500 gaining about 0.25%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq climbing 0.6%. The market got a boost from shares of Amazon, which gained 9.5% to hit an all-time high after the retail behemoth forecast quarterly sales above estimates and said its cloud revenue rose at the fastest clip in nearly 3 years. Amazon's stellar results came just days after it announced 14,000 AI-related job cuts, which Nancy Tengler, CEO of Laffer Tengler Investments, believes will make the business more nimble.
I think what you're seeing is a company that is delivering. They are rationalizing the business because they overhired during COVID. And so now what they're trying to do is become quicker, faster, reduce layers in corporate management. And indeed, that is what they're doing. And they're going to grow the retail business with the same number of employees, but they're going to double it in 5 years. So that's pretty impressive. And as a shareholder, I kind of loved everything. And I think you continue to hold it. If you don't own it, I actually even think you buy it here.
In other stock moves, Warner Brothers Discovery rose more than 3.5%, following a Reuters report that Netflix was actively exploring a bid for the company's studio and streaming business. Shares of Netflix rose more than 2.5% as the company also unveiled plans for a 10-for-1 stock split. And shares of Western Digital rallied more than 8.5% to an all-time high after forecasting quarterly earnings above Wall Street estimates.
Well, a quick look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Cloudy skies, slight chance of a rain shower today, and a high of 50. Some clouds this evening giving way to mainly clear skies overnight with lows in the upper 30s. Tuesday, sunshine, mid-50s. Wednesday, some afternoon rain, a high of 60. Thursday, partly cloudy and a high of 50. Friday, rain with temperatures in the upper 50s. That is a look at your weather forecast at 8:08. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Well, joining us this morning is the mayor of Meadville. It's Jamie Kinder. Jamie, good morning. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning, my friend.
How are you?
Thank you for giving me some time this morning. Good. How are you?
Great. Thank you. It's hard to believe another election cycle is here, and you're on the ballot once again this year. So before we talk about that, just sort of give us a recap of who you are, just for those who might not know you.
Sure. My name is Jamie Kinder. I was born and raised in Meadville, right? I was a single mother of 3. Went to school here. My mother was born here, right? All my siblings. Meadville is I just think one of the best places on the whole planet, right? And it can be so much better. So Yeah, I think that's in a nutshell who I am.
When did you start to take an interest in politics, or maybe it wasn't politics, maybe it was just wanting to get involved in the community? At what age did you kind of say, boy, I think I could contribute?
I was built, right? Like I was built by people who love me here in Meadville. I was built by my circumstance, and I was built by, a need for change, right? Watching my mama grow when I was growing up, she struggled, and she was good, and she was funny, and she was also a single mother. And so she deserved better. And what I remember feeling like was nobody cared, right, about her and her doing well. And so I just want to be clear. I never thought I would be mayor. I never thought I could be here. I was asked. It turns out that women have to be asked 7 times. 95% of women have to be asked 7 times before they will run for office.
Oh,
like
wow.
That's a statistic that is true across the board. And so I never think there's ever a time that I am that I don't need to learn and do better, right? And listen and make sure that I'm being the best I can, right? Just because sometimes we have that imposter syndrome, right? And sometimes we believe that we're maybe not qualified, but we're doing big things here, right, in Meadville, and we all have that leader in us. We just need a little bit of love and confidence that people give us, right? And bravery, right?
Yeah. Well, I know my wife asked me about 7 to 8 times to pick my stuff up off the floor, my laundry, but it all takes some time, right? So when you look back, and you can talk about that run for mayor, but what are some things that kind of entered your mind as you were going through that process? Like, okay, I'm going to do this. What things did you learn along the way that maybe you think, okay, I've done that. Now for this next run, I know what to expect?
Sure. So I learned one thing about myself. I am first of all, I'm an introvert. Totally would be in bed if I didn't have to. If I didn't have to go out. But I am duty driven. That means if you ask me, I will do it. I will show up. I will do it. If I've got the time, I'm just honored that people want me around and want me to help, that I am so happy to do the thing. But it a lot of times won't be my idea, right? So that I learned about myself, why I say yes, right? Why I'll show up even if I'm exhausted or tired. But what I've learned is last election I didn't know what to expect because I was very naive. I didn't realize how polarizing politics could be, and how you had people who you thought were very close to you who, you learned weren't, right? Like, and I was hurt a lot. I felt very bad. I saw a face of some people that I didn't care for. And so coming into this election, I was anxious because I hate anything that's going to tear us apart, right? We all have a shared vision. We all want Meadville to do well. We're not going to do well unless Meadville does well, right? Not our businesses, not our homeowners, not our colleges, right? Like nothing. So, so I went in with a lot of anxiety, and just hoping that people would vote on the record, right? Vote because they didn't have their property taxes raised. Vote because we balanced a budget that we were told we were supposed to be in Act 47 in 2026. No matter what, there was nothing we could do. We were going to be in Act 47 in 2026, and we balanced this budget 3 years in a row with no tax increase, while hiring people, while new programs, while giving police and fire back their traditional pensions, right? So the other thing I learned is that, right, like what we've been told is you slash things, you fire people, these are the things you do to balance a budget or make things work are not true. That's not true. You can build things, you can invest in your city, and you can create new programs without and balance a budget. It moves the bottom line there, right? When you put people first, it moves the bottom line. So those are the things that I hold so dear and are so proud of, right? Like that I've learned it in between these two elections.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned being an introvert because, you turn on Armstrong, for example, and throughout the year there's a number of community events where you have to be out in front speaking. So do you enjoy being challenged by that and taking something you go, maybe I'm not comfortable, but yeah, I have to do this? Because I think a lot of people maybe rise to that occasion.
Sure. I don't mind speaking in front of people. I don't mind speaking to the people that these are my neighbors, right?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah, I've spoken across the country, but it's the story that I get to tell, right? It's not like it's something foreign. It is actually the life I get to live and the people that I love that live in Meadville. So when I get to tell our story and the cool things we're doing, I get really animated. Not that I'm not animated enough, right? Animated and amped up, right? And energized. So by the end of any speech that I give or any talk, you can see that I am excited because I believe in this place, right? Like, so if it was something I was talking about that I hated, maybe, right? Right. I don't mind representing the people here. And I don't mind speaking in front of people for them because I feel like I'm doing something. This is the first time in my life that I feel like I'm doing the thing I was supposed to be doing, right? The thing that I'm good at. This is it. Who knew? Not me, right? But this is it. Creating relationships, representing people, and trying to make life just a little bit easier. And really giving the people here a thought when I'm making decisions or adding them and asking them for their input in those decisions is, I think, just what I'm supposed to be doing.
A lot of people run from challenges. It sounds like maybe that's not the case with you. Maybe you enjoy waking up in the morning saying, okay, bring it on. What do we need to tackle today? Would you say that's fair?
Well, yeah, no, if some days I wake up and I'm ready for the fight, right? Like I open my eyes and I am ready. And sometimes I'm feeling very tired and very sad because we have the fight still. You know what I mean? Like I'm exhausted and I think that is how everyone feels. I know you probably feel, I'm sure your wife, if she's asking you 7 to 8 times, pick something up off the floor. She is exhausted. So, right, it's just, that's human. But yeah, no, I like a good fight, man. Like I don't mind being brave. I don't mind being, right, like I don't mind that because in the end, we all win, right? Like, and I think I'm pretty competitive, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't shy away from it because we have to have brave people. So new brave people will stand up, right? Like, so
when you and I know these 4 years just fly by, don't they? I guess we'll go back. When did you start to think, okay, yeah, I want to continue serving as mayor. I'm going to be running again. When did that hit you? Was that kind of early on or middle part of your term that you thought, yeah, I want to continue this?
Well, that's funny, that subject. Like as soon as I got into office and we started to do things, because in Meadville, we started running downhill, right? We're getting these things done that needed to be done for the betterment of people. And I started to be asked to run for other things, which is very flattering, right? So at first I was like, can we see if I'm okay? I'm good at this, right? First, can we just make sure we get things done here? And then it's like, this time it's like, right, we're not done. Right, we did a really great thing with our rental inspection program, and it has some flaws. So we need to tweak that and make sure that it is working for the people who live here. Right, we hired a third party to come in and inspect our properties, but what happens is we've learned that maybe it's better if we have somebody and we're doing it in-house. Right, so we have to tweak those things, and we learned that from renters who were saying that they needed more from the inspections, and landlords who were saying they need more flexibility. And so, it's important to note that ideas are great, right? But on paper and in application, right? When we're doing the thing, it may need to be tweaked. So nothing is perfect and things need time to get them to where you need them to be for them to work in your city. So I just want to continue. We need housing here, right? We need to make sure that we are working as one unit, us and our anchor institutions, to bring people in and make sure they have safe housing and to make sure the jobs are here. We've got so many jobs in Meadville, right? Everybody's talking about people are leaving towns. We lost 20 people in the last census tract. That means we're not losing people, right? Like, people are starting to understand that this is a good place and they're coming into town. Now we need housing. Now we need to make sure the jobs are livable wage, not right. Like, we need to make sure there are things for people to do. So we're a good place, but there is still more things that we need to build. So my work's just like not done, right?
Yeah. Well, and let's pick up on that in a second. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Meadville Mayor Jamie Kinder with us here this morning. And, along that note, government, obviously, it takes time, right? When you are initiating anything to see policies play out or to get information, it's a slow pace. And I know that's frustrating for people who, run to say, hey, I want to make a difference. But then there's the pace of government. So I'm sure there's things that you've done in the last 4 years where you go, I'd like to see that continue. I'd like to see it finalized or to play out. So is that part of that is, just making sure that things that you've worked on the last 4 years continue in the next 4?
Absolutely. Yeah, right. Like, if I was magic, I'd snap my fingers, right? I've learned that government, it does take time. You need other people talking, you need other voices, but it doesn't take as much time as we think it has to, right? In Meadville, things have happened in it almost light speed, right? You have small communities that real change can be made. Our ambulance service was up in 3 months, 90 days. We went from planning it to them saving lives, 90 days. Wow. Right? So it doesn't have to work as slow as they say, the big they, right? Like, I keep saying the big they. And it doesn't have to be so ineffective. We can make it work, right? We just need people who are willing, again, to be brave and courageous and do the thing, right? And have new ideas and understand that we know what doesn't work. So let's stop doing those things, right? Like, the variation of that same thing that doesn't work. And let's try some new things out, right? So yeah, I just want to make sure that the things that we have done are solid, right? Are so good that if somebody comes in, right, we don't always have power. If somebody comes in and just because they don't like that program, they cut it, right? The thing is we have to make it so good and so solid that it would hurt them to change it, right? It would hurt them to hurt people. And those are the policies we are working on here. And that's how good we're trying to make it here, right? Because we only have one life and we're only here for a short period.
That's right. So you mentioned a couple things, but as a candidate, what are those things that you look back on and are most proud of in the past 4 years? And again, what you'd be promoting here, running for re-election. Of course, the election is Tuesday, so it's coming up. But what are those things that you would say to somebody if you ran into them in the street and say, hey, vote for me because look at what we've done the last 4 years? What are those things you're most proud of?
Well, I think I mentioned, obviously, I mentioned lots of stuff, but I'm proud of the rental inspection program. We can say that we have put people first and we believe in people having dignity where they live. They are safer in their homes now than they were, right, 4 years ago. I am so very proud of our ambulance service. Literally, we are lower than the state average times by almost 2 minutes, right? People are alive because of these guys, right? And because we were like, we understood that this is the right thing for people. So Meadville is a safer place. Like, there's no arguing it. Safer place, right? That ambulance service, it blows my mind. Also, the anti-retaliation ordinance, right? We have the first and the strongest anti-retaliation ordinance in the state, and it's been duplicated over 9 times in our state and across the country. Like, for me, that's it's amazing, right? Like that we can now have a defense to evictions just because we speak up. We should get to speak up, right? And then other things like giving police and fire back their pensions. It's so very important that we're investing in the people who are saving lives here, right? I know, and I know a lot of people don't see that as a big deal, but it's huge. It's a huge deal to give back to the people that are here working so hard every day to make sure people don't see, the bad things that are happening. They understand that they are safe here. So those are a couple of my favorite things, along with a housing plan. And we have the first city planner in a long time, and he's amazing. We have switched the focus from hoping somebody comes in and saves us to saving ourselves. And we balanced a budget that they said could never happen. We balanced a budget in a city that is 48% owned by nonprofit, or 42% owned by nonprofits. That, my friend, is amazing, right? Like that, without raising taxes, without taxing our people more. Nobody can tell me that that's not a good thing. And we've done that just by putting people first. So those are just a couple of those things that we've been doing every day to make sure that people are better. But we also did an MCRC. We want to make sure our downtown is great, right? I sat on the board to establish that. They are here to just think about our downtown. We're getting more money in the pilot program, from our nonprofits than we did 4 years ago. That's amazing to me, right? We're working together in a way that keeps Meadville centered and pushes us forward economically with our manufacturing businesses, our from the college to Accutech to the hospital to Common Roots, right? Literally meeting in rooms to figure out how we can have a collective idea to take it downstate so that we can bring more money in. So I don't know about you, but I'm excited about that. That's a big deal, right?
Well, and you may share the same answer here, but when you're driving through Meadville, downtown Meadville, or walking, what makes you smile?
So I walk mostly, right? Because if I'm not walking, how can I tell people to walk? How can I tell people how Meadville is if I don't know, right? Like, I know it's safe because I'm here all the time and I'm walking. But what makes me smile is the fact that everybody believes that and is comfortable speaking to me, right? Like, and coming into the office and talking to their local government. Like, that's amazing. I speak to 10, 20 people every day when I walk downtown, like on their porches. People are outside there coming to events. They feel like they belong. So the second I step out of my house and I see people taking care of their homes and they're proud to live here, even the people that I see that are having a hard day, right? What they tell me is it feels different here. They can't put their finger on it, but they're like, it feels different. It's getting better. I don't know why, right? Like even the people who have no car and are struggling tell me the same thing. And that makes me happy. That's a feeling, that's a love for your community that maybe you didn't have. That's a lack of hopelessness. And nothing kills a city like hopelessness, right? So that makes me very happy.
The election's Tuesday. Tell voters 3 reasons why they should go out and vote for you.
I think that they should go out and vote, period, right? Like, because you never feel so powerful as you do when you're letting your voice be heard. So I encourage everybody to vote. Of course, I want you to vote for me, right? I want you to vote for Meadville, because when we are making decisions, when you have me in the office, you can guarantee I will fight for you. Doesn't matter what your problem is. Doesn't matter who you are. I will fight for the safety in your home. I will fight for the safety of you walking on the street. I will fight for your children to have places to go. I will fight for there to be internet in the middle of the city so that just so people can have that, right? Like from the little things to housing to ambulance services to the big things, to taxes, right? Vote for me because, I'm here for you. And hopefully they feel that way. They feel joy. they feel comfortable, they feel like they belong and safe in this city with me as their mayor.
Jamie Kinder joining us this morning. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys. I
All the best.
appreciate you.
All right, take care. Jamie Kinder joining us here this morning. This is the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
A convoy carrying the bodies of more Israeli hostages arrived in Tel Aviv on Sunday. The remains had been handed over by Hamas earlier in the day. It is thought they are 3 of the 11 deceased hostages still sought by Israel as part of a ceasefire deal. It is said that Hamas has been too slow to hand over the bodies, while Hamas says it is working as quickly as possible under difficult circumstances. The International Red Cross and Egyptian teams have been given permission to aid in the search for the bodies as well. The issue has been one of the disputes holding up full implementation of the U.S.-brokered ceasefire deal. Earlier Sunday, an Israeli airstrike killed 1 man in northern Gaza. The Israeli military said it had struck a militant who was posing a threat to its forces. Country Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there would be further actions.
There are still Hamas pockets in areas under our control in Gaza, and we are systematically eliminating them. There are actually 2, one in Rafah and one in Khan Yunis, and they will be eliminated.
Hamas released what it called a list of violations of the ceasefire by Israel and denied that it had violated the deal by attacking Israeli soldiers. The ceasefire has calmed most fighting, however, allowing hundreds of thousands of Palestinians to return to the ruins of their homes in Gaza. Under the agreement, Hamas released all living hostages and promised to hand over the remains of 28 dead ones. Before Sunday, it had turned over 17 of those.
New Directions Community Credit Union is now open in Titusville. They may be new to our community, but they've been serving our region since 1974, providing their members with affordable products and services. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, volunteers, attends school, regularly conducts business, or who owns a business in Venango, Forest, Warren, or Crawford counties. Visit their new location at 206 South Martin Street in Titusville to learn more about becoming a member. Best of luck to all the students and athletes this fall from New Directions Community Credit Union.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville. Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Our new home.
Somebody pinch me.
Somebody say pinch?
Pinch,
pinch.
We mean we just bought this.
Yeah, we just bought a new house. Why are there crabs?
Don't call for pinches. Call for protection.
Hit it.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Your State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right coverage for your new house and your car.
All right, which way to the sea? We're in Ohio.
So is that close, or?
No.
You got a pool?
No.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Ronnie Long.
And I'm Lisa Mellon.
The name Armstrong reflects more than just a company. It's a promise.
While others focus on the short term, we're building for a future that's limitless.
From the dawn of cable television to the rise of the digital age, we've delivered cutting-edge technology like our advanced fiber network that redefines what's possible.
Guided by our core values, we have proudly served and strengthened communities like yours for generations.
Fat Chad's is Titusville's premier dining destination. Come hungry and enjoy these menu favorites: T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Dive into fresh pasta entrees like shrimp and scallop pasta or our signature Asiago chicken. And don't miss our famous burgers and fish sandwiches, all served with fresh cut fries. Fridays mean prime rib specials. Enjoy wild game Saturdays. And on Sundays, it's our all-you-can-eat wing buffet. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
211 is an easy-to-remember telephone number for finding health and human services for everyday needs and in crisis situations. Every day, highly trained 211 call specialists provide referrals to basic human needs resources like food banks and shelters, physical and mental health, employment support, support for youth and child care programs, and support for adults and persons with disabilities. To learn more, dial 211 or visit pa211nw.org.
Wall Street's main indexes closed higher on Friday, with the Dow ticking up marginally, the S&P 500 gaining about 0.25%, and the tech-heavy Nasdaq climbing 0.6%. The market got a boost from shares of Amazon, which gained 9.5% to hit an all-time high after the retail behemoth forecast quarterly sales above estimates and said its cloud revenue rose at the fastest clip in nearly 3 years. Amazon's stellar results came just days after it announced 14,000 AI-related job cuts, which Nancy Tengler, CEO of Laffer Tengler Investments, believes will make the business more nimble.
I think what you're seeing is a company that is delivering. They are rationalizing the business because they overhired during COVID. And so now what they're trying to do is become quicker, faster, reduce layers in corporate management. And indeed, that is what they're doing. And they're going to grow the retail business with the same number of employees, but they're going to double it in 5 years. So that's pretty impressive. And as a shareholder, I kind of loved everything. And I think you continue to hold it. If you don't own it, I actually even think you buy it here.
In other stock moves, Warner Brothers Discovery rose more than 3.5%, following a Reuters report that Netflix was actively exploring a bid for the company's studio and streaming business. Shares of Netflix rose more than 2.5% as the company also unveiled plans for a 10-for-1 stock split. And shares of Western Digital rallied more than 8.5% to an all-time high after forecasting quarterly earnings above Wall Street estimates.
Angela Morton hosts Recovery Is on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. It's one of the many things she does, and she joins us here this morning. Hi, Angela. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you, Luke?
Good to
Thanks
see
for
you
having me, as always.
Nice drive over this morning. Nice and sunny, and no, not even close.
Well, yes. Coming from Meadville, it was really bright, like sunglasses, visor, everything, because it was really bright. And then it was really great to watch the fog. It looked like everything was smoking. People's mailboxes looked steamy, adjusting to the hot, cold, freezing, sunny. Beautiful drive, though.
You got it
nice
all
fall
today.
drive, yeah.
Perfect. Well, a lot to talk about here this morning. And, you talk about the weather and what we're coming into with the winter months. And, people are maybe hunkered down a little bit, or they're indoors, or they're not near people, or, it's that time of year to think about the holidays and maybe some depression that could sneak in and some other things. And what does that do for some of the things we're going to be talking about?
It's legitimate that the seasons, especially in places like ours where we maybe aren't getting as much sun and it gets really cold, that seasonal mood changes it's a clinical diagnosis.
Yeah.
That some people know that and are prone to that. Others just get isolated, like you said, and maybe don't have as much activity, and they're not around people, not getting out and getting fresh air and exercise. So there can definitely be mood changes and, anticipation of holidays and maybe missing people who've gone before us. And those are things that can contribute to the work that I do around substance use awareness.
Yeah, we talk a lot about prevention, but maybe another aspect to it, the mental health side of things. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think you and I have talked a lot about prevention, and I've shared that there are like protective factors against substance use, that it's science, that they can poll people and work with people across generations and find that there are some commonalities among people who succumb to substance use, even dependency, versus those who maybe used refusal skills or had the coping skills to not use or to stop using. And there are risk factors and protective factors. So prevention begins early in childhood when kids are learning to make decisions and building their coping skills, and parents are teaching kids about their own emotions and mental health. So we can all pay better attention to our mental health and any trauma we've experienced and mitigate the incidence of substance use by addressing all of those kind of things, risk factors and protective factors.
I have no idea if this has anything to do with what you're talking about, but is there a downside to this technology that we have today where everything's videotaped, everything's monitored? Kids, the leash for a kid to go out and do something, is so short today compared to when we were growing up, where, a kid would do something, it's like, hey, don't do that again. You're in trouble, but it's not the end of the world. Versus now where, you got to charge somebody, there's all this other stuff that comes with it. It just seems like we're not letting, like, everybody's so afraid to let somebody fail anymore, instead of saying, failing's okay. But there are people, it's part of learning. Does any of that play a role in some of the mental health? And again, I know there's the cyberbullying and that kind of stuff that can lead to other things, which again, I couldn't even imagine going through that growing up. But how much of that plays a role in just not having an outlet for somebody? So this is what they're looking at. They're going, well, maybe this is the direction I'm going to go.
Well, I think I've talked to you personally before about how there are now law firms, not just class action suits like somebody's filing, but actual law firms for the damages that happen to youth around social media. So we didn't have to grow up. You might see somebody and their girlfriend or boyfriend, everybody looks happy and you're feeling sad, but it wasn't in your face morning, noon, night, 24 hours a day on Snapchat and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, Pinterest, wherever people are hanging out. And as you said, the leash is short for getting out and doing things, where we didn't have any choice but to be outside drinking out of the hose, so to speak, that people are like, why'd you drink out of a hose? Because it was the only water around. We were playing outside all day. Yeah. And so we weren't carrying our water bottles to school with us. We were drinking out of the fountain after gym class, and that was it. So it was a very different life where you had to call a friend or go visit a friend or drive your bike to a friend's and knock on a door and be with people. I mean, even in terms of meeting someone and starting a relationship for young people today, it's very different than having a face-to-face conversation. The vulnerability of it, the personal intimacy of it is so different than shooting a text and waiting for somebody to text back or snap back and forth with people instead of real human interaction. So imagine kids are, I mean, you've asked the question, so don't have to imagine that they're watching all of that. They're watching the world go on, and their world is also in a fishbowl. So these law firms exist because there's so much damage from kids having that in their head all day long, that everybody looks so happy and I'm not. Or people seem to have something I don't. Or the opposite end, where you can buy drugs on Snapchat and people are dying from overdose. Kids are dying by suicide. And the rates of suicide have increased around social media use, substance use, charges for activity even unsolicited online, and then people have a criminal record for something that happened online or something that was seen. Countless stories of ways that kids are impacted, youth are impacted. So might they be more prone to, when somebody offers them something, to succumb to saying, sure, I'm having a case of, I don't care, I'm mad at the world anyway, so sure, give me the pill, I'll try it. Or give me, whatever substance. And so, yes, I think I don't have stats in front of me, but we know that there are legitimate lawsuits around kids and the damage that is happening online, and then not being able to cope with it because we don't have the same human intimacy and interaction.
I mean, I realize we all had sort of that, as you said, that fishbowl, feeling, right? But it just seems it's more intense today, where if somebody breaks up with somebody, and I've gone through this with my boys, it's like, the world's a big place. You're going to be going out and meeting people. It's going to be fine. But it's not understanding that, because everything is right, it's right here.
Right.
So
it's like being under the paparazzi all the time, really,
yes.
Especially in a rural area where everybody knows everybody. If you go through a bad breakup, the world knows about it. If you are charged with something, the world knows about it. Even if that charge doesn't go through, there's still talk about it. There's just so much that if somebody goes to rehab, somebody has, a mental health stay at a hospital, or a suicide attempt, or loses somebody by suicide or overdose, everybody knows everything. So there's really not an opportunity for people to kind of settle in and deal with their own feelings and grieve and process. So asking kids to cope, or to be brave enough to say to your parents or your teachers or your pastor, youth group leader, doctor, that I don't think I'm supposed to be feeling this way. It looks like everybody else is happier. And for that not to be brushed off. To say, well, tell me some of the feelings or the thoughts that you're having, and not be afraid to ask directly about suicide. Not like, are you thinking of hurting yourself? Because a lot of times when someone has disclosed that they were thinking about suicide or had a suicide attempt, they didn't want to hurt. They wanted the pain to go away. So you have to ask directly, have you had thoughts of killing yourself? If that was not on their radar, you're not going to give them the idea. It's much better to ask directly. And for doctors to not be afraid to ask, parents to not be afraid to ask, nurses, clergy, family, friends, that asking directly, is there anything you're struggling with? You can talk to me about anything. There's nothing in the world you could tell me that would make me love you any differently. Those kind of things go a long way, and you can see a kid relax and maybe share something that they have been afraid to share.
We just had Ron Arnold on, and he was echoing a lot of that in terms of conversation with suicide prevention. But it's really a lot of parallels there, aren't there? So when it comes to, and again, maybe we start with youth and then let's work our way through the demographics for that help. Again, along the lines of the prevention part of it, the mental health side of it, is somebody going to come out? Do you find there are demographics that will come out and say, yes, I'm struggling with this, if they're directly asked, or is it still they don't want that stigma, so they're not necessarily saying when directly asked, yes, I thought this, or yes, I'm experimenting with this?
There's definitely some cultural tone to that, and when I say cultural, I mean widely. It could be rural culture, that we who grew up in rural areas, we think we're tough, and yes, we are in some ways, but we think we can handle things on our own. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, deal with it. Nobody talks about this. As we know, we talk a lot about men's mental health, because a lot of men have been socialized to not talk about their mental health, or think that that's for women, or I don't believe in therapy. So men are much more open about that, and I like being able to witness that that's changing. Anybody else who's marginalized, people in the Q+ LGBTQ community, or people of color that are already feeling marginalized, may be less likely to say, here's this thing that I'm struggling with, or I already am dealing with stigma from this, now I don't know how to talk about this. So I have a lot of people who will reach out to text me, or an email or a Facebook message to say, hey, I've been meaning to ask you, or I'm not sure who to talk to. I love that. It doesn't happen every day, but I love when people feel comfortable asking. And then I'm big on self-advocacy, for people to be able to look their doctor, nurse, partner in the eye and say, no joking, all seriousness, I'm really struggling. This isn't just me complaining. It isn't just my job kind of sucks lately. I'm really having a hard time. And I think I should talk to somebody about it, and then not being afraid to ask for help. So ages, I think depression doesn't discriminate. If kids are in a home where they're allowed to talk about feelings and encouraged, not just mention it one time, but encouraged, and then having it role modeled. If we don't show that we can cry, or that we can have a bad day, or we can get angry and then apologize, or find ways to soothe and calm ourselves and role model that, then kids don't know how to navigate those feelings either.
So give me maybe an idea for somebody that goes to somebody, and you kind of listed some people to go and talk to, right? If you're having these thoughts or feelings, and I go to somebody and I say I'm struggling with this, what are some indicators that maybe that person isn't the right person to talk to, that I should go to the next person? Because sometimes I feel like, you go to somebody and they might be thinking the same thing, like, well, boy, I'm stressed too, and I've got this, and I got this, and I got this. Just deal with it, type of a thing. And not that they don't care, but it's almost like, well, everybody's going through that, so just kind of figure it out.
Kind of invalidating it.
Yeah.
I think we all know that feeling, and I've shared things. You and I have had a lot of good conversation the last how many years we've been talking.
52.
Sure. That I've in some of the things that I've dealt with in my personal life, that there are people that you disclose carefully to, and then you read the vibe and go, well, we won't share all of it. And other people that are like, I'm so sorry that you and your family are going through that, or that you've had to experience that, and how can I support you? We all know the difference between that feeling where someone leans in and has a look of compassion in their eyes and kind words, or even an and a nod, versus the person that kind of goes, well, that's a lot. Or, yeah, I've been through that too, or I know people that have been through it. You know the feeling, and if you don't feel it's being well received, please don't stop there. So if I'm brave enough to say to my doctor, there are days I don't want to wake up, and he doesn't say anything at all, I'm going to maybe talk to my counselor or my pastor or my partner or somebody else. If I go to my pastor and say, I'm struggling with substance use, and they say, well, everybody smokes pot these days, it's fine, and kind of tries to normalize the social part of substance use and doesn't take you seriously, again, go to your doctor, go to your spouse, go to a trusted friend, call a hotline. 988 is the 911 of mental health. It's a suicide hotline, mental health hotline. And then the 800-662-HELP that I often end our chats with, that's mental health and substance use. It's a national hotline that still exists, 1-800-662-HELP, and they'll ask you where you are in the nation, give your zip code, they'll give options. I think there's a text line, 741-741, that people can text, or 988 you can text, that there's always somewhere to turn. And it takes courage, but if you're not feeling it's well received, don't just stop there and dig your heels in and say, well, I tried. Keep trying, and honor yourself by not being afraid to stand up for yourself.
And again, it probably varies for everybody, the degree that they want that help, right? Where you're saying sometimes if you wake up and you're like, I didn't want to wake up today. Will those people be more open to trying, different places if they keep running into a wall, or are they saying, you know what, I tried once, that's enough?
Well, you just said some words that always stand out to me. Those people could be us.
I didn't mean that.
No, I know you didn't, because you always speak compassionately. I'm just using that opportunity to highlight that sometimes even care providers are like my patients, or these people that I work with, instead of, we're all just human, right, and we're supporting each other. And I, as much as I respect the hierarchy in some ways of our providers, I also think it's important for us to just say these things could happen to any of us. So if I wake up having a bad day, again, not being afraid to ask. And when you say want help, I think even when we want help, sometimes it has to get to a place where we're ready, willing, or feel that the options are available. And I always weave in the treatments available regardless of ability to pay, for whether it's substance use or mental health, that often, even without insurance or health benefits, you can call your county office and say, I'm having mental health issues or drug and alcohol issues. If you don't know what your issues are, you can call and say, I'm really struggling and I'm not even sure where to turn, but I heard that my county human services can help. And they will say, let me get you to the right person. They'll help screen and get you to the right person.
Okay. Let's do this real quick. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
This month, get up to $3,000 more for your trade at Community Chevy's Flip or Treat sales event. Is your old ride's condition scary and you're tired of the same online tricks? At Community, get up to $3,000 more when you flip your old ride for a nicer, newer one. And if another dealer offers more for your trade, we'll treat you to a free $50 gas card. Either way, you can save over $11,000 off best-selling trucks like the new Silverado. The Flip or Treat sales event this month only at Community Chevy.
I'm Ben Leach, Republican nominee for Magisterial District Judge, reminding you to get out and vote Tuesday, November 4th. As the only candidate with over 13 years of real courtroom experience and a dedicated career in the justice system, I've consistently demonstrated the ability to remain fair and impartial. As I continue my lifelong dedication to serving our community, I strive to be the kind of leader our citizens deserve. On November 4th, vote with confidence for a candidate who is qualified day one, bringing the experience needed to serve as your next Magisterial District Judge.
Whether the weather is good or whether the weather is bad, count on Armstrong support and service all throughout the year.
Angela Morton with us here this morning. Another fast segment, Angela. Very fast.
You're good.
No,
you ask all the right questions.
Well, again, you mentioned phone numbers. You mentioned some places to start. We only have a couple minutes left. So, I mean, if you're waking up this morning and you're having these thoughts, or if you're going through the day and having these thoughts, what about turning to a friend initially? Somebody that maybe you've had good relationships with and will hear you out. And again, I know we've talked a lot about this. Ron and I were just talking about this. The ability for that person to listen. A lot of times you're just looking for somebody to listen to you, not criticize, not maybe
Fix.
Just listen. Is that a starting point as well?
It is, and I could do, we host sessions on motivational interviewing, and although the name doesn't really explain what it is, it's a way of talking with each other that supports that process. We're not looking at your own agenda. You're not looking to fix a situation. You're just listening and supporting and kind of working with a person to find their own ambivalence and their own readiness for change. And we can all use that kind of just sit back and listen. I have to work on the fixing or the righting reflex, where as a mom, when I hear my son has a problem, sometimes I'm like, what are we going to do to fix it? Instead of just shut up and listen, let him be mad for a minute and let him feel whatever he has to feel and process. And we can all do that for each other. So it is a good place to start, to reach out, talk to a trusted friend to feel out the waters. If it doesn't go well, talk to somebody else.
Well, that kind of goes back to that. It's okay to let kids fail because they learn from that. Part of that is, listening to them and, how are you going to, let them kind of walk through. How are you going to fix this? Or, what would you do about this situation?
If a toddler, a baby learning to walk, they're toddling along in their diaper and they fall on their, down onto their bottom, and we don't scoop them up right away. They have to learn to get on the floor and get themselves back up and walk. And I like that example because I've heard people say, like, I feel like I'm always rushing to help. How's your child going to learn to even stand up if you're always doing it for them? So we have to allow sometimes that uncomfortable stuff to happen so that they can learn and grow through it. And I've said the same about recovery, that people, like, I had a recurrence of use or a, quote, relapse, and now I have to start over. It's all part of the learning process. You learn what got you to that point. You learned where that how you drifted into that space. And then you learn how to avoid it next time.
Yeah, or what caused you to drift away from it, too. So you can recognize that part of it. Before we wrap up, anything coming up that people should know about?
We do have some trainings on the recoveryiscommunity.org website. Click on the training link. They're free, open to the public, providers, free continuing education, lots of good sessions. And then on Friday, the 17th of October, and I have to put it up on the website today, but we have a community meeting. It'll be on our Facebook, our Instagram, our LinkedIn, and I'm going to put it on our website. But we have a community meeting at noon. Anybody can call or dial in and listen in. It's just a virtual meeting where we talk about the work we're doing to address substance use and mental health in the region. So.
All right. And if folks have questions, want more information, they want to maybe reach out and talk to you, how do they do that?
Well, that website's a good place too, recoveryiscommunity.org. If you scroll way to the bottom of that first page, my phone number and I think email are on that page. I'm willing to answer any questions, and help is available anytime at that 800 number as well.
Good to see you this morning.
You too. Thank you, Luke.
Right.
Thanks for having me.
All the best. Be careful going home.
I will.